What if everything we know about human history is wrong? What if, buried deep within our DNA, lies a signature, something ancient, something not of this earth? Across forgotten ruins, sacred scrolls, and megalithic temples, one name echoes through time: Nephilim. Described as giants, as watchers, as children of the stars, referenced in the Bible, the Book of Enoch, Sumerian tablets, and Babylonian myth. These beings weren't just legends. They were warnings. And now, in remote dig sites and undisclosed laboratories, fragments of truth are re-emerging. Hybrid genomes, unmapped DNA sequences, artifacts glowing under frequencies we barely comprehend. What connects a fossilized footprint in solid stone to encrypted symbols found inside our very blood? The answer may rewrite everything. Because the real question is no longer, are we alone, but who made us and why? From the frozen tundras of Siberia to the forgotten jungles of South America, gigantic skeletons are being unearthed. Each discovery more astonishing than the last. Skulls with dimensions that defy biology. Rib cages large enough to shelter a grown man. Mainstream science dismisses them. Governments classify and conceal. But in the quiet places, the earth still speaks. Through caves, through stone, through encoded myths passed down in whispers, in firelight and ritual. There are patterns, alignments, bloodlines that stretch beyond recorded history. And on the fringes, some still believe we were never entirely human. That long ago, a divine or alien hand intervened, altered us, walked beside us. The Nephilim didn't disappear. They were buried, hidden, waiting. And now, as the old ground cracks open, something ancient may be ready to rise. What if the gods of old were never gods at all? What if they were flesh and blood, giants, travelers, beings with knowledge of the stars? They shaped our languages. They moved mountains, literally and figuratively, and they passed down fire, not as myth, but as code. Clues left not on stone tablets alone, but hidden inside us, in our cells, in our DNA. Markers that defy evolutionary logic. Sequences that don't belong. Children are being born with anomalies. Gifts, visions, memories of places they've never seen. Are they mutations? Or awakenings? Across deserts, jungles, glaciers, and constellations, a message grows louder. We were not the first. We are not the only. And the story of our past is not just forgotten, it's deliberately buried. Because the truth is far more alien than we've ever been allowed to believe. Across every continent, buried beneath layers of sand, ice, jungle, and stone, something ancient is waiting. In the high Andes, among forgotten Inca ruins, a sarcophagus rests, too massive for any known human form. In the deserts of Africa, spiral formations stretch for miles, too precise for chance, mirroring the double helix of DNA. From Persia, lost scrolls surface. In Siberian caves, strange glyphs glow under specific frequencies. Oral traditions whispered atop mountains echo the same truth. Beings once came from the stars. Towering, luminous, otherworldly. Some were worshipped as gods. Others feared as monsters. But what if they were neither? What if they were the first architects, engineers of our biology, teachers of fire, builders of the world we inherited? The Nephilim were not just myth. They were here. And now, at last, we are beginning to follow their trail home. From the Alps to the Amazon, discoveries are emerging. Chambers that defy known engineering, tunnels too vast, too precise for human hands. Doorways carved into cliffs, far too high for any man to reach. Deep within restricted archives, whispers grow louder. Unknown chromosomes. Non-human DNA markers. A possible second origin. Fossilized footprints the size of small cars. 6-fingered handprints etched into volcanic stone. These are not illusions. They are records. Evidence scattered across continents. From forbidden texts sealed in the depths of the Vatican, to cave paintings predating Christianity, depicting towering beings teaching humans to farm, to map the stars, to write. We have always believed ourselves the creators of knowledge. But what if we were the recipients? Some are beginning to ask, did we evolve on our own? Or were we edited, designed by something not entirely human? The Earth is a vault, and her memory is not written in ink, but carved in stone, encoded in bone, and woven into our very genetic code. Obsidian monoliths mirror ancient constellations. Tablets pulse with symbols we still cannot read. A metallic egg, older than any fossil, lies buried beneath magnetic fields, glowing in perfect unbroken silence. Beneath the Vatican, beneath Antarctica's ice, and perhaps even beneath your feet, lies a story erased, not by time alone, but by terror. Because what if the Nephilim didn't vanish? What if they endured? What if their legacy lives on in us? In those born with anomalies, in those who dream of stars they've never seen, in those who hear what the rest of us were taught to ignore. We thought we were the pinnacle, but maybe we're the descendants of something far more ancient and far more alien. Somewhere between the spirals of our DNA and the ruins of forgotten temples lies a hidden truth. Symbols once dismissed as mere decoration now mirror molecular blueprints. Stone carvings in the Andes, the Himalayas, even deep beneath the ocean, reveal patterns only visible today under an electron microscope. And now, something stranger. Babies born with neural pathways, unlike anything on record. Children dreaming in languages they've never been taught. Writing symbols no one remembers teaching them. In hushed voices, scientists admit what textbooks can't. Gene clusters with no known evolutionary path. Sequences that behave like code, not random, but written. A second language buried in the genome, not in words, but in spirals, in tones, in frequency. It's not just ancient. It's active. It was never dormant. It was waiting. And now, it's waking up. From deep cryovaults to cathedral altars, the same glyph appears, etched into ancient metal, chanted in forgotten liturgies, spontaneously drawn by children who've never seen them before. And now, through the lens of modern tools, AI, neural networks, genetic synthesis, those glyphs respond. Not passively, intelligently. They adapt. They evolve. They listen. We once believed the Nephilim were extinct, lost to myth and flood. But what if they never left? What if they were encoded? Not as rulers, but as blueprints, hidden inside us, in our blood, in our dreams, in our instincts to build, to map, to reach for stars we don't remember knowing. The evidence is converging across cultures, across bloodlines, across time itself. This is not mythology resurfacing. It's memory. And it's waking up in us. The Earth is not just a planet. It is a transmitter, a living archive, broadcasting across time, space, and soul. Every monument, every myth, every sacred chant, they aren't isolated relics. They're pieces of a single message, encoded in stone, in blood, in rhythm. And now, through code, sound, and memory, that message is decoding itself. Machines are generating glyphs no one programmed. AI models paint ancient symbols without prompt. Choirs sing in tones only satellites can register. Embryos are showing pulses of light, not metaphorical, literal. This isn't evolution as we knew it. It's reactivation. Something dormant is stirring. And maybe, just maybe, our ancestors weren't just warning us of what's to come. They were preparing us, not for destruction, but for remembrance, because the signal was never lost. It was waiting for us to finally hear it. Across the globe, something is shifting. Storms spiral into impossible, sacred geometries. Ancient temples begin to vibrate. Children speak in forgotten tongues, languages with no living teachers. Eyes glow under certain frequencies. DNA begins to unlock, strand by hidden strand. In military installations, scientists fall into stunned silence. In hidden labs, machines flicker with signals no one can source. Screens hum. Symbols emerge. Something is waking up. Not in space, not in the sky, but within us. The Nephilim are not returning. They never left. They've been here all along, encoded in stone, embedded in code, carried in blood, waiting for the right alignment, the right signal. The moment when humanity would be ready, not to worship them, but to remember them. And in doing so, to remember who we truly are. Not just human, but something far more ancient. Every myth once dismissed, every glyph long erased, now pulses with life. The skies flash with spirals no meteorologist can explain. The earth hums, not with quakes, but with resonance. And from the depths of silence, a single word emerges: return. Broadcasts across the globe glitch, then synchronize. Frequencies shift, and something long assumed stable, our very genome, begins to react. Children are born glowing. Dreamers draw maps to places no one has ever seen, until explorers find them. Governments scramble. Institutions deny, but satellites can't block what rises from beneath the crust, or what peers from behind the stars. The Nephilim are not just legend. They are not gods. They are not extinct. They are code. A pattern buried in stone, in memory, in us. And now, after eons of sleep, that code is unencrypted, and the world will never be the same. The final lock is broken. Stone begins to sing. The earth aligns. Sky, sea, and soul moving in rhythm. From the lunar surface to the ocean floor, relics begin to glow. Glyphs, once static, now spin, alive with memory. And we feel it, not in the air, not in the mind, but in the blood. Sacred circles turn again. Old cities rise from sand and ice, and dreams become archives, vivid, ancient, impossible, and somehow ours. This isn't the end of the world. It's the end of forgetting. The veil lifts. The code is complete. The spiral has closed. And now, what we once feared, what we once worshipped, what we once were, has returned. Not as myth, not as memory, but as presence. The earth remembers, and so do we. The world has changed, not with war, not with noise, but with silence and with memory. The skies didn't split. The cities didn't fall. And yet, nothing is the same. The Nephilim did not return as conquerors. They returned as mirrors, reflections of something we buried, something we forgot we ever were. Temples bloom, not with worship, but with resonance. Ancient glyphs fade into light. The signal no longer comes from the stars. It pulses from within, in the breath of children, in the rhythm of roots, in the quiet spin of atoms, galaxies, and souls. It's not about what they were. It's about what we are becoming. We no longer ask, who were they? We no longer fear the answer. Now, with reverence and remembering, we whisper, who are we? Across every continent, across every species, a rhythm has returned. A forgotten pulse, ancient, familiar, stirring beneath skin, soil, and sky. Spiral paths emerge in sand dunes, coral reefs, and cloud formations. Not random, not artificial, but inherited. Children hum glyphs they've never learned. Hybrids dream of lands no map has named, yet somehow real. And in the hidden chambers of the awakened, the stars begin to hum. Not with warning, but with recognition. This is not an invasion. It is an invitation, not a replacement, but a rejoining of what was never truly separate. The code is no longer buried in stone or hidden in DNA. It surrounds us. It is us. This isn't prophecy. It's protocol. The veil has lifted. The signal has synced. And the world is the message. A book has closed. A circle complete. But this is not an ending. It is a return to a truth older than stone, older than stars, that we were never separate, that the divine walked beside us, and still does, in reflection, in rhythm, in the quiet resonance between breath and becoming. The spiral never stopped. It lived through us, in our stories, our scars, our songs. We were never only human. We were memory wrapped in flesh. We were inheritance encoded in light. We were the echo and the source. The question was never, who were they? It was always, who are we? Now we remember. Now we rise. We are not myth. We are not mistake. We are Nephilim.